Morning. I'm glad you can still join us on Good Morning Anambra discussions. The 14th day of October 2025. My name is Ajulichuku Okabwe, in case you're just joining us.
And my name is Nonye Mokoye. Good to have you join us now.
Yeah. On Thursday last week, we came up with the news of the president granting justice with mercy, and then reactions that have been pouring in and trailing. Why these 175 prisoners, will I call them, people in detention committing various crimes from murder, kidnapping, terrorism, theft, and other miscellaneous crimes, were granted pardon of mercy by the president. And across board, people have been wondering, why the selected group of people? What are these people? Are these people the people that actually demand the presidential pardon of mercy? Well, that's what we'll be talking about this morning, talking about justice with mercy. Reactions trail Tinubu's pardon of 175 convicts. And in the studio this morning, we have Simon Nwafo is a former Esquire and a human rights defender and public affairs analyst. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Anambra, and all our viewers listening to us.
Also, to be biting into this discussion this morning, we have Onyeka Obieze, who is also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Onyeka.
Good morning, Anambra, and good morning, Mr. Juruchukwu and Nonye.
All right, I want to start with Nwafo as a former, as a legal practitioner. When we talk about pardon for people convicted of one crime or the other, on what grounds should either a president, a governor, or whoever that is in position to grant pardon, on what grounds should that happen?
Well, that is a constitutional entitlement to anybody in the office of the president or governor. Constitutionally, Section 175 of the Constitution gives the president that power. And then subsection 2 says, in consultation with the Council of States. Then Section 212 of the Constitution gives the governor that power. It's called the prerogative of mercy. But now, coming to your question, for the fact that there was a qualification in consultation with the Council of State, the draftsman, the intention of the draftsman is that the president will exercise that power, that discretion, judicially and judiciously. That is, exercising it on the grounds of people who merit such, who are maybe they have suffered, they were subjected, they were not against the intention of justice and the law, because the law is there to serve as a deterrent. One of the purposes the law serves in society or judgment is to serve as deterrent. Then when you use this position or this office or that section to negate the intention of law in the society, then it is no longer acceptable. So the ground is that he will do it to alleviate, to mitigate the harshness, or to save people who have suffered unjustly, people who ought to receive mercy, people who are worthy to enjoy that, and that is why it is called.
Does that include people maybe arrested, that like sometimes they not really that. There are people that they said maybe they mistaken identity or something. Someone that did not do anything and was reprimanded in prison.
That's why I said people who are suffering unjustly.
Okay.
People like, there was a case that somebody traveled to Saudi Arabia sometime. Some people connived and put something in the person's bag without knowing. If such a person is held, and then when the president sees the truth, or some people who may be in the prison, they have even stayed more than what they ought to stay if they were actually tried and sentenced. They were in detention. They might have. So in such cases, prerogative of mercy is exercised.
All right, let Onyeka come in now to let us know the global best practices when it comes to, pardon of mercy.
Well, when you say pardon, it's like you have committed a crime, and we accepted you committed a crime. But at the time, in the Bible, it was like that, when some kings will pardon people. And God also pardoned us when he gave his son, and to redeem us from whatever sins we have done, and the ones we will do in the future by his blood. So this is a divine practice as well as civil practice. But what is there is, if we get to the prison yards today, there are a lot of people there that don't even know where they are. They don't even know what they have committed. So those are the kind of people that are supposed to be pardoned. Not somebody who has carried gun against the nation, against the people, and be killing them. When he's caught, after 1 or 2 years, you say you are granting them pardon. What you have done is just giving them grace undue for them to go about doing their work again. Because any person that has killed human being, just you decided you want to kill people, the blood of those people will keep crying against you, and you will never get peace. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You cannot come back and tell me you repent. How can you repent? If you repent, you have killed people. And they are there, according to the Bible, crying. He said the blood of Abel was crying against Cain. That is to say that, and the Bible said that blood doesn't die. Blood continues. So if somebody dies, the flesh dies. The spirit and the blood keep going on. Therefore, those people that were killed unjustly will never rest until they take vengeance. So if you go to say you want to pardon somebody, not by mistake, if let's say you are struggling with somebody by fighting or anything, and something happens, that is by mistake. Nobody cares. Nobody plans to do whatever. But not somebody that carried gun intentionally. He said his outing is either he kill or he will be killed. So those kind of people, you come into pardon the person. No, abroad they do those things. Like in UAE, sometimes the king, the sheikh will come up every year or 2 times a year during the Ramadan and the Salah time. He will give amnesty to people. Maybe some people who committed social crime like immigration cases. Sometimes he will just come and say, okay, let these people go. You understand?
So if those people, if it can be done in UAE, so why is it bringing uproar in this part of the country?
If I come to slap you now, by mistake, you look at
how do you slap somebody by mistake?
You can. If I want to turn my hand now, I can slap this one.
Okay.
And I will say, sir, please, I'm sorry. But if I say, I will slap you, and then back. You don't know, they are both slaps. But their intentions for doing that. So if somebody says, I want to pardon this person, for what? Why do I want to pardon him? He's a criminal. We know he's a criminal. And do not believe that if he comes out, he will become a saint. You don't believe that. Even in the Bible.
That is what the correctional services are there for, to remodify their reform.
Do you know when you say reform in Nigeria, you don't reform any person in the prison, rather you're adding the person. We start talking about reform. If you go to, let me use UAE as example. If you go to UAE prisons, that's where you see reform. You see, the person's life will be sweetened to him that he wants to repent. Not somebody in the prison, he didn't give him food. You are hitting him with hammer, beating him. You are hardening him more. If he comes out, if you want to do anything, you will not look at anybody again. When you say reform, you bring somebody to reform the person, you give the person hope of life. That the person will come out and say, no, the correct things at any given time. You understand? So when I talk of UAE, in UAE, if you go, do you know that in UAE you see prisoners throwing chicken away? Not like throwing it away. They will see chicken, they will not eat. Because in the prison there, you will see a machine for coffee, machine for tea, machine for water. And when they are giving them food, they serve them food as even like a man, a very well-fed man in this country. He will not eat the food they are eating in the prison in UAE. You cannot afford it.
So now,
at this point,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. At this point, I will tell you, there's one example. Then this one guy, he refused to go. He's a Nigerian Yoruba guy. He said, why will I come out? Well, I don't have house, I don't have anything. And you want me to come out? I'm in the prison there, I'm eating very well, having bed to sleep. And you want me to come out? He went back to police. Police said, my friend, go home.
So life is more better.
Yes. So if you talk of reform and trying to do something to people, you give them a better hope that when they come out, they will say, no, I don't want to do anything that will impede me to do something.
Okay.
So when you're talking about pardon,
yeah,
there are a lot of people, political prisoners, that should be pardoned, not criminals.
Yeah,
we
get to that because we can see our former lawmaker being given some pardon. We can even see Abbott Macaulay posthumously being given. We can see the Ogoni, famous 9, being pardoned too. So these are part of the people that got this presidential pardon.
But it seems you kill somebody and pardon the person.
You didn't kill him. You didn't kill him anyway.
That is where I want to come in.
Now, so clarify this issue of pardon because we know that pardon across the world, it's a way of governments trying to show their own clemency to crimes humans have actually committed.
Yes, let me come in. And when he was talking, he said he mentioned doing something mistaken. That is really why you have difference between murder case and manslaughter.
Okay.
In law, for a crime to take place, there must be mens rea and actus reus. That is the mental. You have thought that thing in your mind, and then you executed it. But when you do something by mistake, you didn't have the intention of doing it. So that is why it is never qualified as a crime.
Do we have a meter to measure the intentions?
Yes, but that is why you go through the good trial. During trial, there will be proof. Just as he said, he's turning back like this. His hand hit you. He didn't have the intention. So it shows that even if he is imprisoned, a reasonable man will know that he didn't have the intention to do that.
Okay, right now I'm coming to some of the reasons given why these people were pardoned, and I was like, could that be enough reason to give pardon to somebody that the society or generality of the people are seen as a terrorist? You know, somebody like that picture that has been trending for 3 days now. People are writing on the case of this young man.
This young man.
The man, I think he's 40-something years, and he's been linked with so many abductions, even the people that he killed. Former governor, I think, what's the name of that man that he killed and kidnapped this lawyer, Ozekome, and stuff like that.
Yes.
His picture has been trending. Now they said some people were remorseful drug offenders. Some said that some showed remorse and good conduct. So that was the reason they were granted pardon. And some families are coming up now. Some like the Sanders that was pardoned. The family of the killed person came up this morning. It's in the paper. You know that they are not happy with that kind of pardon. So
who will
what
be
do we
happy?
say?
Who?
You know, what is that enough reason to pardon somebody?
Let me come in. Just as when my friend mentioned about God and the Bible, I wanted to follow it up. Now, God is God of justice. And just as he mentioned about Cain, the actual this thing where you will have that thing displayed in the Bible is in the book of 1 Samuel, where Saul was sent to go and finish the Amalekites. Because they killed Israelites when they were coming from to the promised land. And when Saul went there and they selected some people, the king of the place, Agag, after everything, when Samuel came and asked Saul, what have you done? Saul said, I've done what God. Then Agag when Samuel came to Agag rejoiced and said, the bitterness of war is gone. That one is past. Samuel said, no. Your sword made many women to be childless. Your mother must be childless. And he ordered for him to be killed. Your sword made many women. It will be wrong for your mother to have a child. Because your sword made many women to be childless.
So that's an eye for an eye?
That is what I'm telling you. What I want you to know is a God. You don't think. Even in the Bible, it is contained that you must have some portion of that thing you have done. Otherwise, you will be encouraged to do more. Otherwise, some people will do the same path. In the secular world now, that is what I was saying about deterrent. The sentencing, punishment serves as a deterrent. That is the purpose of the law in the society. So that anybody, you see it, anybody who does this is what will happen to you. But when a political figure comes up and they pardon harden the criminals, people who have killed many souls, people who killed army generals, people who killed the governors, and then what do you think? The younger ones will try, and that is if somebody kills your father or your mother, let me tell you, even the person being in detention, in prison, life imprisonment, is even less. Because whenever you see the person, you remember your mother he killed. You remember your father he killed. So what of them thinking of bringing the person to go free because he was remorseful? That's why I cited Agag and Samuel. Samuel said, even if you pretend to be remorseful, your sword made women to be childless. Your mother will be childless. So it is highly unacceptable. And I follow people like Atiku, ADC, and so many people. It is wrong. It is not. It is anti-legal practice. It is against the intention of the draftsman. And that is why when I was going about them, I said there are certain sections in the Constitution that are controversial sections. And I know in the due time they must be looked into. Because whenever power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts. Whenever you give somebody that arbitrariness, whenever you give somebody arbitrary power, the person is ought to exercise it, just like appointment of INEC and so on and so forth. In due time, you will see that all this is section 175, section 212, as I said, for the governor, section 308 about immunity clause. People, the lawyers have been hammering on them. Let us see how we can balance it, so that people, and then the section 174 about the issue of Attorney General and the exercise of this thing.
Esquire, let me pause you a little bit at that junction. Now we are talking about the 175 convicts. The president granted this pardon, this clemency pardon, and then we are asking, did he unpick this 175? How did this number get to his table before he now went ahead to grant this pardon? What's the process for gathering this number? Could it be that the president is unaware of the crimes these people actually committed before granting the pardon?
The thing is, it's a process. It's not a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying. But we are all making a fuse about it. As if the president handpicked these people. See, the process is what we want to know. How did these people get to him? Is he aware of the grievous crimes that took these people to incarceration?
See, there is no way he will not know. He may not know because
he may not know.
He may not
so
know.
we can have
But then I will tell you.
Okay.
If there is intention, motivation is very easy. If like the president have interest in a particular people, he can make it across the nation and say, "Boy, I need these people. Use this system and bring scouts for people and bring them out." He has intention to release a particular people.
Yes. And now, maybe he has the intention and he wanted to grant. And then people within the system now smuggled.
That's where I want to come in.
And he is not aware.
He cannot say he's not aware. If he has people, he knew those people are dangerous. Maybe because he wants to use them. But they are important to him.
You're contradicting yourself here.
I am not.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. I've never, and I will not. He knew the people he wanted out.
He knew the people he was granting this clemency.
He knew the people he wanted out.
He wants
But then, he will use those people as a bait
to bring out others.
to bring others. And while doing that, the people in charge will run their own business along the line. Because it will be the highest bidder. If the head of a correctional center is here, and he knew that the president wants to release a particular people, and he knows those people are dangerous too, he will do the same business with the owners of those people. Okay, do this, I will release it for you. By then, this number of people he said he released, 190 something people, 175 people, he doesn't know the other people. He knew the people he want to get out.
All right.
But he want to do it across so that it will be like a uniform something. It's not like we are human beings. We know when somebody is going right and when somebody is going wrong.
Wait. Ofoma, please take it through the legal process and let us get to know what are the legal process for the president to actually grant this clemency. Like you said, that's talking about Onyeka. He said that in the UAE where he has lived, that the sheikh does that twice in a year. What are the processes? We've seen where the Attorney General of Anambra State have granted leniency, clemency to prisoners in both the Oka Recreational Center on the We've seen that hundreds, but nobody complained. So why are people making pews about this? And yet it is captured in the Constitution that the president has the power to do this.
But when you see
the procedure, and now that number got to 175 is what we want to know.
When you see something that is with clear, obvious that this is pure, and out of innocency, I want to help people. It's a very clear thing. But when you see a thing that has undertone, orchestrations, you will know we're human beings. We have the conscience. We have the spirit.
All right. Let's
now, the question you asked me, I have indirectly answered it.
Okay.
When I said that it is not the intention of the draftsman, is not for that power to be excised to negate the intention of the law, or to negate to encourage lawlessness in the society. Now look at what I say. Now that power is vested on the president or governor. So as you are asking about the legality, the legal process. But I said, if you look at section 175 subsection 2, it says the power of the president under subsection 1, that is, that power vested on him to grant pardon or the prerogative of mercy. He said, under subsection 1 of this section shall be excised by him after consultation with the Council of States. You see how it is qualified. Now, as you were talking about whether he is guilty or not, he is actually in charge and he bears the responsibility. That's he said. Somebody may have intention. So somebody may have worked for. We know all the rumors we are having. The Boko Haram, some of us are shouting today. Some people invited them. It is a secret, but yet it's open. Some people invited them when the going was good. Now, somebody may have worked for some people. It is even done, even in this local this thing. Some governors may use some people as a hitman and so on and so forth. Then, after the election, the person may go on committing atrocity. When he is in prison, the governor may use one or the other, or to go and free that person. We have been having some little, but this one is too glaring. It's clearly seen.
All right, let's get back to reactions and counter reactions coming from Nigerians.
That's what.
Like 2 days ago, on Monday, I think yesterday, on the papers, someone wrote that the presidency released drug traffickers. So I think there was a comment that. Could that be to confirm what was said about the president?
That's what I'm telling you.
Before he became president in 2023, and again, the family is crying out of their slain person that's killed by Sanders or something. We saw it in the paper today. And now, even the same paper today say that Evans is being rearranged in Lagos. And there is this plot to do a protest for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And we know the story behind Nnamdi Kanu. When the former president gave order for him to be released, and he was not released up till now. And people have gone to Tinubu to beg for his release. And up till today, he's not released. Now, you pardoned 175, and Nnamdi Kanu's name was not included. So what do we say about this whole thing?
Now, let me comment. That's what he was saying before. If you have interest, that is why anybody who is a leader, you are not, or in law, you cannot be a judge in a matter you have interest, because you are going to be biased. Now, if you have interest, maybe people who work for you or people who are your, cohorts in one area or the other, just as he said, you may use one opportunity to get the names of those people. Then use one or two persons or go across board to cover, so that people will not say it is that you pardon the Ogoni 9, you pardon the Macaulay, you are this and that. He knows what he's doing. Just to use that as a cover-up. The drug pusher, hardened criminals, people, kidnappers. Why are you trying Evans when you release people who have been convicted in the same thing? Normally, as you asked before, how it is done, normally this clemency is supposed to go to political prisoners in advance. Political people who demonstrated, people who acted because of maybe. And
I think there are some Lekki toll gate protesters that are still in detention.
That is what I'm telling you. But because he was against they denied everything about the Lekki massacre. Now, you did not cast your mind to that area. You are interested in drug traffickers, terrorists, and then kidnappers, killers. What are you talking? What do you want the society to be? We are. It is. That is what one philosopher described as a lawless society.
What is the offense of Macaulay that he need pardon?
It was a treasonable offense against the British colonial masters.
That is what is
for misappropriation of
while he was fighting for the freedom of the people. And today they are pardoning him.
That's the word political prisoners we are talking about.
The thing is, I will tell you, pardon is pardon, either ways. But the truth about the whole thing is, what are you pardoning somebody for? Nnamdi Kanu, everybody has been crying. Even now, it's nationwide protest because of him. What has he done? He has no gun. He has no hammer. He has no machete. He only carried flag and was saying freemen. Is that what he has done? Now, and this freedom fighting is not from today. Moses went to Egypt and started fighting for his people.
On the direction of God.
The president himself.
On the direction of God. On the backing of God.
Who is backing Nnamdi? Is this Satan? Why are you saying direction of God?
You're talking about Moses. I'm bringing up.
We're talking about humanity.
Yes.
If you're talking about the direction of God, who is not directed by God? For him, I will tell you something. You see Nnamdi Kanu, what he's doing, let me tell you. One man was asking me one day that he said, go and tell your king in your village, your Igwe, tell him you want your village to be different, to be separated from the town, if you sleep in your house that night. If this guy has no backing of God, as you said,
I didn't say he doesn't have it. You talked about Moses, and I told you that Moses even had backing of God.
Yes.
In order for him to deliver.
Moses was a freedom fighter as well as Nnamdi Kanu. And he's backed by his people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God.
All right, I think.
One minute.
Okay.
So if you are talking about Nnamdi Kanu, whether backing or not backing, Nnamdi Kanu is backed by whatever you call it, divine, humanity, anything. Because why? Someone that is under chain of a president and still telling the president, you are a killer.
All right, I think at this point
we're going
to take a short break now. When we return, we are going to look at the impact this could have on the Nigerian nation when you release people, somebody that maybe in a wrong manner or you're not supposed to release.
Criminals.
Let's see the impact when we return. But let's take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Have you there? We are sorry about the mix-up there on our Vox Pop to hear from our street parliamentarians. Well, let us continue from where we were having it here, talking about the clemency President Tinubu gave to 175 convicts. Yeah, I don't even know what nomenclature to call these convicts. But then they are all in a bag where you can name all the heinous crimes man can commit. But then there's this uproar in the society. People are asking, how come some are being given clemency? How come some are not being given? How come some are being given posthumously? What actually the intent of the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces? We have a whole lot of things bedeviling this country, from insecurity to not even being able to feed ourselves. Come next year, Nigerians will be further pressed down on their necks with the new tax reform. But the president is not seeing anything to do about alleviating that. Rather, is releasing people that have committed crimes, that have held this country down for God knows how many months, and then many families living in the torture of having lost their loved ones to these people that will be granted amnesty and pardon. That's what we're discussing in the studio. Now, let me come to you, Esquire. The president has said it. He has done it. Veto power. Is there any way we can say, okay, based on the uproar in the society, more people can be granted this clemency, or even let the president come out and say, okay, fine. Since this thing is costing so much, fuse, can I retrieve my statement, or can I retrieve this pardon that I've given to these people?
It has never, it is unprecedented.
Okay.
So, but the point is, as we were saying, that is why I said some sections of the Constitution are very controversial and they ought to be looked into. And then that is why you see certain things written in the Constitution, but actually not being practiced. Like that section 175 subsection 2, which says in consultation with the Council of State. You can see that it's just to fulfill all righteousness.
Because there was no consultation.
Because even if he just called them to inform them what he has made up his mind to. And nobody will be bold enough to say, this ought not to be. Because if it is for the Council of State to advise, to decide, to help to decide whether this is fair, whether this will favor the society or not, then it will be meaningful. But where is just to fulfill righteousness? First of all, you've given him the power, that he has the power to grant. Then you come on that to say a consultation with the Council of State, which the Council of State is just the vice president, this and that, and the former president, and so on and so forth. People under, people who would like to buy favor. It's only somebody who is outspoken that can go there and say, these people in the list. And even these names may not be mentioned to them. Just that I want to grant some people pardon. Then they will say, no, good.
All right, I keep referring to this young man because I think he's the most trending out of all those pardon.
Most notorious.
Yeah, most trending. I don't know how notorious he is, but let me just, from what was said, they listed the number of people he kidnapped, the number of people he killed, and of course there's this allegation that he threatened in 2013, 18th September, that he issued a 60-day ultimatum to the federal government to release some of his boys who were arrested by the DSS, or he would wreak havoc on innocent Nigerian citizens. Now, this is just one of such reactions we are seeing from those pardoned. And my question is, if not, okay, this person, they say, is walking freely on the streets of Nigeria now. What impact do you think this is going to have on the Nigerian nation? Even our image outside the country, that somebody like this, and that some of them, more of them, are now working freely, and I don't know whether they are going to do a follow-up to ensure that they don't go back to their crimes. So what impact do you foresee, with this?
It will have a very negative impact. Ask me how. That is why you see today, many people are afraid when you say, if you see something, say something. Do you know that such people, even in law, it is one of the points that it is raised against a prisoner when, the application for bail, when somebody is being tried, if the person will pose a danger to the society or the people, the informant, the complainants, then the state will not grant release to that, because he will come to fight the people who complained against him. Such a person now, do you think that all the people who reported him, they will be in fear? He will be a terror to them. And because he was given pardon from the headquarters, from the highest authority. He will be, he will be become bolder. He will have more courage to do things with impunity that nobody can challenge him again. Or even come to your face, say you have done your worst. Then I'm here. And the people will be threatened, which ought not to be. The purpose of sentencing somebody is to bring the person to know that there must be law in the society. But when you turn the society to a lawless society, then the philosopher said that life will be short and brutish. It will be survival of the fittest. The people will be encouraged to go into lawlessness, because they will say the only way for me to survive, if the person doesn't have any arm to protect, he will go and buy one. If he doesn't belong to gang of kidnappers or cultism or so, he will go to look for protection anywhere, since the state can no longer protect him. It's a very dangerous trend. It will have negative impact. It is condemnable.
Okay, now talking about all this condemnable, this is a country that 3 weeks ago, Nigeria were clamoring to have a seat in the National Council, the Security Council of the United Nations. And then part of the debate was that a country that is wallowing in, debt, both external and internal, still looking for a seat. When you consider the 5 countries that are in the permanent seat of the United Security Council, you would find out that Nigeria is nowhere near their tailcoat. So what will this pardon, you understand, in what light will they put Nigeria amongst the Committee of Nations?
There's nothing, this is, what you say, when they are bastardizing our name, there are some actions. When somebody has done something and is trying to make his life better or his image better, and he went and commit more crime. Because that is what you are doing. There are people that everybody knew that they need pardon. There are people that everybody knew that they need mercy. You need to grant them amnesty. You did not. You went and asked people who you know, and everybody knows that. For these people to be absent from the society for a while is a relief to people. And today you are saying you are pardoning them. Why the people that are inside the prison that need you to bring them out to have this system run, you left them? What do you want other communities to say? Like you have a family where you manage your life with crime, they know the family, they are crime committers. And at any time, one of the key pin in that family will travel abroad or anywhere, and every person in the society are happy. And then suddenly he's offended again. And you are telling me that people will be happy. Even the neighboring village will be saying that die. So everybody knows, that is what we do. So if you are talking about your image internationally, keep that one by the side. Talk about your image inside. Are we okay? I don't know if you understand. When you live abroad, you see that once a person is seen as a Nigerian, you attack criminal. Whether you commit or you don't. Because our system we don't have system. We run our motto. When you see somebody that doesn't know how to drive, He just put key in the ignition and start. Then move the car. Wow. When he entering a major road, he doesn't check anywhere. You just see his fiam. And he will tell you on the kuyeku. So the system is that we think we are doing something while we are doing nothing. If we want to actually make our image to be good, we should start doing the correct things at the correct time. Just like you said, Herbert Macaulay that they are pardoning today has his face in our 5 naira note. Is it before pardon you put his face or while he was not pardoned? So what is the essence of pardoning him? We have pardoned him. For me, he has not done anything. He was fighting for us. So if our Oyibo people said he committed crime against, that's for them. But for Nigerians, we should not say anything about pardoning him because he has done something that is supposed to be done. Just like Nnamdi Kanu. If Nnamdi come out and the Igbo people will say, we pardon him. Pardon him for what? Nobody pardoned Herbert Macaulay. Herbert Macaulay that is now 5 naira notes, you are pardoning today. How? I don't understand this. So what you are saying is this. If the federal government want to pardon people, they should go in underground and search for people who are qualified in prison, who has not committed any crime, or who has made a mistake that is there. Those people should come out and start reforming their lives. So, pardoning people is a very fantastic thing. It's good. But like I said, if there is intention, motivation is very easy. You have people you want to bring out, but bringing those people out like that will cause trouble. You now decided to say, oh, from this correctional center, get us 10 people. These people, give us 5 people. This way, at the end of the day, say you forgive why you are looking for 5 people to forgive. So if the Nigerian government want to build our image internationally, we should start very well. Now, we don't have ambassadors across the world. There's no ambassador. We have the charge of affairs and the ministers in the embassies. What stops us having ambassadors? Oh. Nations will not deal with us without an ambassador.
All right, now, Nwafo, there's something you said earlier that the deed is done, that the president may not go back to say, come back to the prison now that I've released you. And we see people directly affected crying out that this should not be. In the face of this whole thing, where do we go from here? What's the next step, or what's the way forward? Or what the family stands to lose or stands to gain in the face of all these things?
That is why they say, if Ojo Baharo Ulo Menane. And that is why the system, the root of our system is faulty. Ask me what do I mean? Do you know that if not that our leaders know that they can do anything and they get away with it, they'll be careful in taking certain decisions. If it is to be where things are done the way it ought to be, a leader before taking decision will think of the impact. People may wait for you in an election and vote you out because of a singular act you have done.
A system where votes count.
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I said the system is formed. Now, because they know that that's why they do things with impunity, lawlessness with impunity. They don't fear. Before the election date, they have known what to do. It's just that they just say it's my turn and I must grab it by all means.
And run away with it.
Grab it and run away with it. Let them continue to cry. So that's what I'm saying. If it were to be a place where things are done, the institutions are strong, the people's reaction alone will shake the person in authority. The person will know how to balance things, how to bring, and even you, before you take a step, you will solicit for people's opinion and people's opinions and because you know that their actions and reactions can affect you negatively. But now, whatever he does, even if we are crying now that he's going, some people, just as Atiku, not that Atiku said it, that's as I said, this supposed to be exercised judicially and judiciously, not recklessly.
Now, does this confirm that government of Nigeria does not carry her citizens along in decision making?
What?
You know, like you tell a lawmaker to go back to your constituency, have a town hall meeting with your people, know their mind, and come back and, you know, implement whatever or take decisions on their behalf. But with this situation now, do we say that the opinions of ordinary Nigerians does not matter in any issue in this country?
When has it mattered? This is very clear. It's just stating the obvious. No, but even the lawmakers, who cares? Nobody. You can just have a few who visit their constituency to consult the people or think about the people's welfare, the people's opinion, the impact on them. But even the president that is running from this thing you are talking now, he's in Rome. The other day he came back from, he had traveled more than, people we are complaining that the other day somebody accused him that he will only go to where he will celebrate his social gatherings. But when people died, you don't even visit them to console them, to show them, to show empathy and the compassion on the people. So what are you talking? If he's interested in carrying the people along, you sympathize with them, you encourage them, you show them hope, you show them that you are having their feeling. But just as he has finished this, he has gone to Rome, he has gone to this. So he's not interested. Whether the home is burning, it's not his interest. And people are busy jumping into APC because they know once you are there, your sins are forgiven. You belong to share the national cake. Now nobody will question you. So it is a very unfortunate situation. It is actually, you know, it disturbs. Sometimes when you start to think about this nation, you will be thinking whether there is a future. People don't have conscience to act.
All right, Onyeka, you know, with this trend, we know that a lot of things are not the way they should be in our nation. And this coming up at this point, with this trend now, what's the future of our country that just celebrated 65th independence on the 1st of October?
When you grant pardon to criminals, the people that were deterred by the captivation of those ones, you say, okay, now, so, they will go ahead and do whatever they want to do. See, there is no, it's just like a child in the house knew that if I do this, my mommy will flog me. And that flogging deterred him from doing it. And another of his brother or sister committed the same crime in the presence of everybody. And the mother said, and MS Kone for ourselves. What do you think the other one will do? Yeah. The other one will say, okay, since if my mommy says that what this person does is just okay, and I did the same thing, he flogged me. Okay, no problem, let's go ahead. Since there are some people that can be pardoned and there are some people that will be punished. See, these things that is done, like I keep saying, pardoning people is good, very good. But what intention do you have while doing that? You cannot tell me that if you get to the prisons where those people are released, there are no people suffering there for not knowing what, they don't even know what they did. And then we are incarcerated because of just nature or whatever that brought them there. So what I'm saying in essence is this. To pardon people is a very fantastic thing. It's just like, I stole your phone now. This is a big phone. I stole it, and you came to complain, they stole my phone. And I have sold this phone, and I bought one, this bottom phone, and said, just be using it. And you eventually know that I was the one that stole it. Will you clap for me? You cannot. Because you have seen I've done more harm than you than giving you that phone. So what is happening now is this. The president pardoning people is a fantastic thing. But what is the intention of pardoning this one? Who are the people you pardoned against the people that needed that pardon? You cannot tell me, okay, the other girl that killed the husband. And now she came out pardoned. And you think the mother of that guy will be happy?
That's why the
The
family are
sisters will
crying.
be happy.
And we are complaining
children-
of domestic violence that is taking life these days. Yeah?
Somebody that stole your land from your father, and came back today to pay your school fees.
And during the pardon, do we do restitution, like, you know, the president asking those people to take back what they took from people? Is there any room for that?
That's the
Where
wood.
is it? You were asking the other time if the president can come back and say, no, I did not pardon them again. Nnamdi Kanu has been pardoned how many times? Was it effective? So if you can say, okay, I did not pardon them again, nobody will kill him for that. He has realized that the step he took was not the correct one and came back. If not, he has to go and pay Nnamdi Kanu a lot of money for keeping him there after being pardoned by all the courts in Nigeria had pardoned him. And he was not released. And there was no shaking about that. So the selective justice they are doing is the problem we have in Nigeria. You cannot say, now, this person can have a few days and this one cannot have. And we have one constitution, one law.
All right, selective justice in Nigeria has been a great problem, but Nigerians or Nigerian politicians or our leaders can do better by looking at or listening to the voice of the people. A lot of people crying out there that the pardon is not right. The presidency should listen to the people and, of course, do better next time if there is any other opportunity for that to happen. And it's on that note we thank you guys so much for coming on the show this morning. Onyeka Obieze, we are grateful for your coming despite the rains.
You are blessed. Welcome.
All right, we also thank you as a former for your time this morning. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for having us. And thank you, Nigerians. Let's keep hope alive.
All right, we can do better. Thank you so much for being here. Up next is Catch the Buzz.
Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot for you. And at 10 o'clock, we shall be bringing to you Akukowa. And at 10:30, we shall be, relaying one or two stories on the sports segment to know if Nigeria still has a chance to make it to the next World Cup based on the outcome of the matches that will be played in that group today.
Unity Girls has won
That should come on sports news. All right.
No.
For now, we'll take a break for next program coming up.